Kiev is the capital and most populous city of Ukraine. It is north-central Ukraine along the Dnipro River. As 1 January 2022, its population was around 3 million people, making Kiev the seventh most populous city in Europe. Kiev is an important industrial, scientific, educational, and cultural center in Eastern Europe. My guest is a freelance journalist. She worked in different media, especially in TV journalism. War has redrawn the cards of the situations. Missile bombing and fear. That's the harsh reality of my guest world. Iryna, hello.
Hello, Aurelian. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you for being with me today. So we'll talk about the Ukraine and the situation about the war, but first and foremost, tradition in the emission Les Zones Clandestines to ask first about your situation, your family background, your period in university, and your actual situation. Can you tell us about yourself, Iryna?
Mhm. I was born in small town in Kiev region, uh, and my father worked on the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, and my mom worked as a seller in a local shop. I studied in public school, and my hobby from the childhood was to create a school newspaper. When I was 15, I realized that I want to become a journalist.
15 years old. Yeah, it's early.
Yeah, it's very early, but
Can you tell
uh,
us what sort of moments of it you experience at that time of it? You say, I want to be a journalist.
it was like my passion. I realized that I like write. I like speak with people. I like create interesting content. Yeah, video, photo, art, different articles, and etc. And it was like I realized that I can work as a journalist, and it will be not my hobby in the future. It will be my work. It will be my job, and I can enjoy
Mm.
my life, enjoy my life, and enjoy what I do.
So you decided to become a journalist before war. So it's not it's a long experience of it since
Long
the
story.
beginning. No story, yeah. So go on, yeah. Go any further of it, please.
Yeah. And I graduated university Taras Shevchenko National University in Kyiv, and I studied as a journalist, all of course,
Hmm.
and I studied for 6 years, and I got a diploma, certificate. And of course, I realized that I need more experience, and I need to
Started to
uh,
work.
started to work as a professional journalist, and I started to worked as
And where did you work at that time of it when you realized that you need some more experience of it in journalism, more practical experience in journalism? Where did you decided to go? TV or radio or something written press?
yeah, I realized that my dream was to work as a correspondent on a TV channel. Of course,
Yeah.
it was my dream, and I did everything what I can to, and of course, I really enjoy how was my way to this to the national TV channel. But first, of course, I work in newspaper in a private company as a press secretary because I need more experience, and this helped me to came as a professional journalist. And then in from 2016 I work as a correspondent on the national TV channel Ukraine.
So anyway, you realize of it with your dreams. you became of it a journalist in TV. What sort of impression of it you have when you say, "I get that job, that dream"?
Yeah, I felt really, I was so glad. I was so proud of myself because I realized that I did a lot of things, and I became a professional journalist, and and my dream became true. It's very important
At that
for
time, you
me.
get your press card. You get a press card at that time.
Yeah, I had a press card, and I have like like it's like for me, it's like I don't know how to say.
A passport for a dream,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
press
yeah.
card
It's
for you.
memory. Yeah, it's my memory, and so I have this press card from TV channel Ukraine till now. Yeah, I have
Mhm.
like because I didn't work there 2 years, but I save this press card like a memory of this period
Yeah,
of
but back to the beginning, when
yes, yes.
when you begin to teach, to to
Mhm.
to listen to courses, journalism courses. Before that, what was the profession of your parents?
Hmm. Yeah, I know that I spoke with my parents, and I told that I
What was
want.
their job? What are they doing in life?
So yes, as I told, my father worked on Chernobyl nuclear power plant.
Yes.
Uh, yes, and my mom worked as a seller in the local shop in my small town in Kiev region.
So it's a kind of upper class level structure.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. So what sort of books of it during your university have you read? Because there's an old slogan in France of it which says, "Tell me what you read, and I say tell you who you are." So maybe it's a kind of way for me to ask you what kind of person of it you are towards your reading.
Mhm. So, yeah, I really, as a journalist, I like read different books, fiction, non-fiction literature. Also,
Yeah.
I like French literature. I mean,
What
classic
kind
literature.
of what kind of French literature of it have you read?
I Yeah, I enjoy Jules Verne around the world
Jules
in
Verne.
the days.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course,
Okay.
Honoré de Balzac. I don't know how to
Yes.
correct.
Honoré de
Yeah,
Balzac. That's correct. Yeah.
Father Gorio, it's a very good
Ah.
book, and from the school, I remember we study a lot of
Yeah. It's nice.
French book, and
But
Stendhal, of
more recently, when you enter in a bookshop and you say maybe French literature, is it does it occur for you to buy a French literature recent or not? It's
you
concerning
know,
eventually geopolitical of its structure or something like that.
that after the full-scale Russian invasion, uh, I uh, I don't buy books because I couldn't read and
Afford.
I couldn't read literature because I need to read a lot of news about the war, about the situation, and I know I really understand that I stop read because a lot of bad situation happens every day in Ukraine, and I couldn't concentrate, and I couldn't think not about the war. I couldn't even like relax because all the time you're
So it's
nervous.
a time. So it's a time of it to talk about war. Everything has changed of it since war towards worlds of it. Russia conflict, drone cards, and could you explain us how it was when Russia declares war to Ukraine? The first
Mhm,
impression of it you had.
mhm. So first impression, my first impression, and I guess a lot of people also felt this. horrible feeling, and it was panic. It was absolutely panic everywhere. People woke up from the explosions, and we didn't expect it, and we didn't know what to do.
At the
And we
television, of it, we saw
Mhm,
Kiev station. Kiev station, in fact, crowded by many people, surrounded and tried to flee Ukraine out. Is that correct? Is that correct view or something? Uh,
mhm. So
Something's
you mean
different. I mean,
evacuation? You
I
mean?
mean, Kiev was surrounded by people, of it,
Yes,
massively
yes.
to get out Ukraine.
Mhm.
Was it your impression first of it to
Uh,
get out?
yeah, it's true. Really, Kiev was surrounded, and we didn't know even if how many days we will stand. And I don't know. It was it was horrible feeling. And on the 24th of on February, we realized I mean me and my husband, we realized that we need to
Yes.
uh, go to different city, because Kiev was very in Kiev was very dangerous situation, because it was explosions, it was shellings, it was bombs. And we in first day of the war, of big war, we moved to more peaceful place. And I remember traffic jams, horrible traffic jams, because all people wanted to escape, to leave Kyiv,
There was
because
a
it was,
movement of panic
yeah, it was panic.
everywhere. We need to get
Yeah,
out to the city because it is gonna
of
be
course,
very dangerous.
of course.
And then you decided to move or you stay in Kiev.
No, we decided to move because we realized that Kiev in big dangers, because Russian soldiers, Russian army moved to Kiev, and they wanted to surrounded Kiev, and they wanted to enter to the Kiev. But thanks to uh, our army, Ukrainian army, it didn't happen. And I'm very glad that Kiev and other cities like Russian.
Can you explain us how difficult of it is to work as a journalist during war? During
Mhm.
war, it is very dangerous. Have you been contacted by foreign media to cover situation here in Ukraine?
Yeah, I was I had contact with foreign media, but I didn't work as a journalist during this war, because I moved to Romania, to Bucharest, and from the Bucharest I covered this war, and other Ukrainian journalists too. It was like a Ukrainian hub, was created by RFI, Radio France International. And we covered news about the war every day. It was massive, massive uh, news information about what happened in Kiev during this first year of the war.
Yeah.
It was
So
psychological. No, it was psychological. I felt big stress, because
big
I
stress.
realized that my family stayed in Ukraine, in dangerous, and I was in Bucharest. But I did good things, because I tried to explain how Russia destroyed Ukrainian cities, killed Ukrainian people. Yeah, and we try to to show it to the all the world, especially if we work.
Do you have a special sensation about war that it's kind of surrealism, because everything is quiet. You live of it with peace and fragile peace of it broken by war. Do you have the impression that it's unreal?
Yes, I realize that no one believe in it. And when it happened, when Russia started this full-scale invasion, I couldn't realize that it's true. It's because we felt absolutely like it's not real, unreal situation. Nobody wait for Russian soldiers, of course, for Russian missiles and drones. Of course, we didn't believe that it could happen in 21st century. And Putin, like Putin regime, started this horrible war and start genocide, yes, in Ukraine, because it's
Oh,
like genocide.
okay. So, thank you for exchanging with us concerning your situation en fait during war. Now, concerning your profession, journalism, what are you doing today, and what are you expecting for?
So, yeah, this year I moved to Kyiv, and I came back to Kyiv, and
Yes,
yeah, I started work as a editor in independent media called Zaborona, Ukrainian independent media Zaborona, and we covered and discussed about different stories, like about our uh, people who fight with Russia and our soldiers
what kind
who.
of angle you decided to take in journalism
Mhm,
methodology? Do
mhm.
you think you choose chronological method or portrait method?
You know that we use mostly portrait.
Portrait.
Yes, we tell stories, different stories from the occupied territory, for example, from people. We tell a story of people who live with Russia this for occupied territories. I mean, who live more than I don't know 1 year, and it's horrible stories because we know about torture, we know about horrible, I mean, situation on occupied territories, and of course, unfortunately, we have a lot of stories. I mean, portraits people. It can be civilian people who also was kept by Russian and was and feel tortures, uh, and it can be stories from soldiers from our army. Yeah,
When you
and
record their testimony concerning torture or something like that, very violent thing war can produce. Do you think you have the impression of it to say it could happen to me? It could happen to me, and uh, and we how do you realize that?
Mhm. Yes, I really sometimes I think about what I will do if I also can be on this place. Yeah, I mean, if Russian soldiers kept me and
Yeah.
catch me, and I don't know, was I will be in basement, and
Mm.
I will have tortures, and I don't know. Really, I think about it, but I don't know the answer on this
Do you
question.
do you think it's do you think what do you think about foreign people view towards Ukraine when you discuss of it with foreign people
Mhm.
concerning this conflict? Do you think they're on the top, or they're out completely, and they're wrong? They're wrong with that conflict, with that view?
I don't think that foreign people wrong about this conflict, this war, but I feel that people tired. People tired and
Yes.
don't want to research information about this war. Don't want to um, I
Concerning
don't
the situation of it,
turning on situation. Yeah,
the
and
situation.
I think I can say more than in Ukraine people also very tired, and we really used to live with war for these 2 years, you know.
In
It's normal.
foreign country, we understood that this conflict was also mediatical.
Mhm.
We have to, you have to attract media on this conflict of it to survive. It's a kind of a life and death. Maybe, do you think of it the conflict of Hamas and Israel uh, has interrupted something
Mhm.
in Ukraine?
I think no, you know that because we have uh, a lot of similar also with Israel, and we fight for our democratic, for our freedom as Israel also. And I understand that USA and European countries, they are our partners and they will help us and support us. Of course, I can say thank you for our partners for for
Yes.
military support, for humanitarian support, and for humanitarian aid, because we feel your help and but it's very important to continue this support and because
Mm,
you know that I see that in this year, especially in this period, I mean, yeah, autumn, winter, the support was like smaller than last year, and it's decrease compared to last year. But we hope that our partners will support and help resist against Russia, and
yes.
Ukraine will deoccupy all territories and
Yes.
mm, uh, like
We,
we need only our territories, our democratic system, and our freedom. That's all. We don't need Russian territories, or we
yeah,
don't need but we
of
want
course.
to live in our countries, and we don't want to share to give one some part of territory to Putin. For
Mm,
what? Why?
mm,
We
mm,
democratic country.
yes. We approach the end of our emission, and you have the free last word. So it's on. You can tell whatever you want. One message. That's for you.
Mhm. Yeah, my message to uh, how to explain, we need support. Ukraine needs support, and we need support from foreign media, from foreign authorities, from Euro Commission, from all institutes. Yes, that can help us because Ukraine now we feel that uh, it's very hard war, and we feel that this war will continue more and more. And I ask to help Ukraine because we fight for not for our democracy and freedom. We also and independence, of course. We also fight for European future because if Russia occupied Ukraine, you know that Russia will not stop. Russia will wants to occupy all territories, Moldova, Baltic countries. You know,
Yeah.
we remember Georgia situation, Georgia Russian Georgian war, and I want to that people understand in EU countries that Russia and Putin will not stop, and
Oh,
that why Ukraine is forepost. You know, it's
okay.
like a wall
Well,
between Russia and EU and Europe.
yeah, it's a kind of freedom against dictatorship. you know. And
Mhm.
thank you, Iryna, for giving us your testimony about your life taken in the maelstrom of war. The Russian-Ukrainian war is an ongoing international conflict between Russia and Ukraine, which began, we recall it, in February 2014. Following Ukraine's revolution of dignity, Russia annexed Crimea from Ukraine and supported pro-Russian separatists fighting the Ukrainian military in the Donbass war. We hope this conflict will be over. At that time, of it, we will listen in the future to the voices of people of Ukraine. We chose, Iryna and I, to make you listening. Thank you, Iryna, for being with us. I
Yeah, thank you.
wish you
Thank
all
you.
the best and stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I hope so.